Hello, good morning. It's Henry reporting. How you doing? Gosh, what a day. It's the day before my uncle's wedding. It's all very exciting and so much is going on here. Mum and I went off last night. Mum's got back into her beekeeping again, having had 5 years away from it. And we went and picked up a swarm, as you can see behind me, Mum's hive, and we put it up last night. So we have a new colony of bees now, starting their life here in Balmerino, which is rather exciting. But yeah, no, it's interesting really. I'm glad you enjoyed the vlog yesterday. It was more a case of really just sharing my thought processes and just giving a bit of an insight into sometimes what goes on inside my head. I wouldn't want to unload all of what goes on inside my head onto you. I think it would probably fry your head. But no, feeling good today. Had a really good night's sleep. Already had cousins dropping in with sort of bits and bobs and stuff. Mum and I have made the wedding cake, or rather Mum's done the bulk of the work. I've just done a little bit of sticking of things on and the decorating aspect of the cakes. But yeah, no, it's been I'm very excited about tomorrow, tonight. Tonight we're having a ceilidh up in the hall. We've got about 60 odd people, and most of them are Australians, as I say. Some from the bush, some from Sydney, and they're just lovely people. So we're looking forward to teaching them how to dance Scottish style. And I've got a bee, I think, buzzing around my head, so I've got to be extremely careful. Yeah, being quite defensive, I think, around the hive. Yeah, he's just gone back into the hive. It's always a bit worrying. Anyway. Yeah, so we've got a ceilidh tonight, wedding tomorrow morning, then a bit of a breather, and then a big gig tomorrow night where we have Scottish dancing and basically a total music fest. I've been informed that my cousin Charlotte's conjured up a fantastic playlist for us to all dance to later on after we've been dancing Scottish reels, so that could be interesting. So either way, we've got a pretty action-packed weekend. Fantastic to see my chemo buddy Marianne Williamson yesterday, really cool. Lovely to be able to just sort of, it's nice really, it's a very nice support structure, and I've got 3 chemo buddies really. I've got one down in Cornwall, I've got one in Gloucestershire, stroke Oxfordshire borders, and I've got one up here. And it's fantastic, it's really nice. It's not about moaning or groaning or complaining about cancer or anything like that. You can if you want, but actually most of the time we find ourselves laughing about it. And having laughs about stoma moments, moments in the ward where, a 4th year medical student sort of spikes one of your veins trying to draw blood, and blood goes everywhere, but they don't actually manage to get it into the vein. Stuff like that, which is always quite fun. And the nice thing is, I think, my grandfather always said, he was a pretty sound guy. He gave me 2 pieces of advice in life, and they've always stuck with me. He went through the Second World War. He was North Africa, the 7th Armored Division, Desert Rats. He was at June 44. He was on the Normandy beach landings. He was quite a legend really in his own lifetime. He had an extraordinary career as a soldier. But he was very sensitive deep down. He was a scary individual from the outside. As in he had these ice blue eyes and this sort of blonde moustache and smoked 60 a day, and he was a brigadier. To a lot of people, he could terrify the daylights out of you with his eyes. Then again, he could absolutely charm the birds from the trees with his eyes the next second. So he was a bit of a smooth old bugger. But he gave me 2 pieces of advice. The first one, he said, you should always be able to laugh in the face of adversity. That's really important. He said, if you can't, then there's something seriously wrong. He said he didn't find any kind of situation in his life where he couldn't actually turn around and laugh at it, which is important. But the other piece of advice he gave me, which I absolutely love and adore, he said, never ever be ashamed of who you are. And it's not just directed at me in particular. This is something that you can say to anyone, but you should never ever be ashamed of who you are, never be ashamed of your roots, your heritage, your culture. And again, like anything in life, it tells a story. It's so important in life. But anyway, I've got friends coming from California. They're over They're from the northeast of England, but he lives in California. He's coming up with his Californian girlfriend and a couple of other buddies on motorbikes this morning. So I better go and get the coffee machine cranked up and get it ready. And I shall see you all tomorrow. Have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I shall chat to you tomorrow. God bless. Lots of love.